The dark room billowed with mist as a tall, monstrous figure lurched about. He was bulky, coloured red and purple, and had blades sticking out of his wrists. He started talking, almost announcing, as if to himself. "Yes, finally, I, Skruntar, Scourge of all the planets, will destroy this planet!" He laughed excessively until another heroic voice cut in. "Not so fast." A door opened on the far end of the shadowy room, letting in bright light silhouetted by a figure. They were wearing a long blue coat, piped in gold, and a maroon bowler hat. In their hand was a cane, which they pointed at Skruntar. With a flick, an amber light shone at the end of it. "Who might you be?" asked Skruntar, quite generically. "Well," continued the ornately dressed stranger, "I am the Doctor Who." And with that, he spun his cane around and posed in a fighting stance. Skruntar did the same, and the two ran at each other, punching and kicking, but never landing a blow. "Doctor Who," began Skruntar, "you live up to the legends." "That I do," responded Doctor Who. "Now let's make this showy." He pointed his cane at Skruntar and activated a light at the end of it, setting off multicoloured explosions around him. "Curse you, Doctor Who!" yelled Skruntar as he was engulfed in the colours, and then he was gone. "Huzzah!" proclaimed Doctor Who. A slow clap came from the doorway he had left open. A lanky man in a grey jacket with a mop of hair walked in towards Doctor Who. "Now then, Doctor Who," said the Doctor, holding up a poster, "don't you know identity theft is a serious crime?" "Okay, stop rehearsal," came a voice from beyond the shadows. The lights turned on, revealing the shadowy room to be nothing more than a stage. "Do we have to go again?" asked Skruntar, walking back in and then off again, sighing. "I'm gonna go get a coffee." "Yeah, who is this guy?" asked Doctor Who, taking off his bowler hat, now less enunciated in tone. "I'm the Doctor," said the Doctor. "The proper one." "Oh, great," said the stage director. "Look, we could only give one guy the part, and Jezzel was the most qualified." "Jezzel?" cried out the Doctor. "Jezzel?" "Yep, that's me," said the bowler-hatted imposter. "Jezzel Thornpike, at your service." He extended his hand and the Doctor stared at it until his face slowly lit up with realization and he vigorously shook it. "Oh, so this explains the poster. I thought you were saying the real Doctor was here, but no, you meant this is a play based on my adventures. Tell me, what did you get right? Did you give me companions?" "Well," Jezzel winced, "we did companions in earlier shows, but they never really worked out. Audiences weren't fans of Shinobi Bell or the Savage David." He then made a face. "So you're saying you're the real Doctor, like the actual one here?" "The one and only," blushed the Doctor. "I've even got companions. Squiff and Blumberg are just getting sandwiches. I forgot to feed them earlier." Jezzel looked at the Doctor straight in the eyes and spoke directly to him as if his life depended on it. "I need to talk to you later." His eyes shifted back to the director. He broke into an almost forced smile. "Improve my performance. Gotta keep dedicated." Sure," the Doctor responded, confused. The director yelled back, "Okay, are you done now? I know you say you're the real deal, but we really need to practice this again in time for tonight's show." The Doctor obliged, running off to find Squiff and Blumberg. They simply would not believe this. "I don't believe this," said Blumberg. "This sandwich is the best I've ever had." "I know what you mean," chimed in Squiff, taking a bite out of his 6-foot sub. "These subways truly are a majestic craft." Just as he was about to take another bite, the Doctor ran right to the table they were sitting at, knocking Squiff's sandwich out of his hands. It made a sad and empty expression as he looked at his ruined sandwich lying on the floor. "Hey guys," the Doctor grinned, oblivious to Squiff's loss. "You will not believe what just happened." After a not-so-long explanation, the Doctor brought Squiff another sandwich and waited to hear his friend's thoughts. "So, are we in this play?" asked Blumberg. "Well, I've travelled with many people, and I guess this planet hasn't heard of you, so no," he responded. "Oh," Blumberg murmured, who previously was unaware of the fact that she was one of many. "So, are we just exchangeable then in this? What do they have?" The Doctor paused to think, and then responded upbeatly. "Well, they just seem to have picked up on Ninja Bob." Blumberg just turned away and walked off. "What did I say?" asked the Doctor. Squiff shot him a look. "Captain, for someone so wise, you don't exactly pick up on anything, do you?" Squiff stated, serious for once. "Blumberg thinks you don't care about her. Anyone can see that. I've got to check on her." Squiff concluded, as he also got up, albeit in a less grumpy manner. The Doctor thought about his mistakes for about half a second before shrugging it off and walking back to the theatre. He had a doctor's appointment. The Doctor opened cardboard blue doors to find a close approximation of a TARDIS interior, obviously as Jezzel set for when he played Doctor Who. It was covered in golden cogs and had a cheap time rotor in the middle, obviously made up of cheap neon lighting and a colander. A cuckoo clock was perched on the top centre of one of the walls. Jezzel walked in, still dressed in his Doctor Who outfit. "Good to see you made it here, Doctor," he said with a creepily all-knowing smile. The Doctor felt as if he should know him from somewhere, but couldn't place it. He probably just saw one of his other plays. "What exactly is it you want?" the Doctor pressed. "I left my companions behind, and they're going through emotions." "Ah, yes, companions are always the problem," Jezzel continued. "But that's one of their many charms, hey?" The Doctor frowned. "Who are you? Like, really, who are you? It's as if you know what I'm thinking, and it's coming off really creepy, let me tell you." "Right," Jezzel said, taking a step back and sighing. "This one's going to be a bit weird, but I am Doctor Who." "Yeah, I kind of already knew that," responded the very confused Doctor. Jezzel, or Doctor Who, smiled. No, I'm not an actor. Well, I am an actor, but that's just my disguise. Well, I have acted before, but stop not making sense and start making sense, yelled the Doctor. He was obviously very confused. "Okay, sit down and have these, because it's going to be a lot of exposition," concluded Doctor Who, tossing the Doctor a packet of crisps. He opened it and started crunching loudly. Doctor Who took a deep breath. "So, I am Doctor Who, or the Doctor, more specifically the theatrical Doctor from Earth 27. How did you get that name?" asked the Doctor through loud munching. "It's pretty much all I've done in this incarnation," continued Doctor Who, "but I prefer Doctor Who," he smiled. "I've been chasing down a criminal from my home universe, and in order to get close to him I had to join this production and play, myself. The guy before me was rubbish." He snapped back upright. "But the criminal I've been chasing down, this heinous warlord, is Scrunter." "No way," gasped the Doctor, enthralled in this story. "So he hid in this production, and you joined it to keep an eye on him and set up a trap. But how didn't he recognise you?" Doctor Who looked at the floor and rubbed the back of his head. "Well, that's the awkward bit. Before coming here, I had to shoot myself in the head so I could change my face. Such a waste of a regeneration." "Oh dear," the Doctor began. "Why haven't you done anything about this yet?" Doctor Who let out a nervous laugh. "Well, when I arrived here, the multiversal unit must have got jammed. My TARDIS went back home and I got no equipment to fix it with." "Well, I could take a look at mine," the Doctor grinned. "You'd better stay here, though, because I have a bit of a plan for this. What if I become part of the play? We'd outnumber Scrunter." Doctor Who grinned. "I'll have to talk to the director. He's a bit of an ego head, but he might actually be here." "Hey, AA!" "AA?" asked the Doctor. "AA Jabrams," came a voice from the other room as the director walked in. "What is it, Jezzel? Need another change to this room?" "No," Doctor Who said. "I was just wondering if this man could join us in our production." Jabrams laughed. "What? The man who was pretending to be the real Doctor Who? Talk about crazy." "Hey, I'm right here," frowned the Doctor. Doctor Who paused for a second, thinking, and then said, "This man was simply trying to audition and came in at the wrong time. I was thinking of a fun new twist for our next show. The two Doctor Whos." "Well, we could always do with more popularity, especially with London shows being next," began Jabrams, "and that would give us more money. So, okay, why not?" "Good to hear, man. We'll see you at rehearsals tomorrow," concluded Doctor Who, or General. A.A. Jabrams then quickly left, muttering to himself. "He's clearly on a level of his own," started the Doctor, "but now I have to go back to the TARDIS to get equipment. I'll be seeing you in the morning." "Okay, Doctor," Doctor Who said, laughing. "Oh, and one more thing," asked the Doctor. "What? What's with the cuckoo clock on the wall?" "It's where my companion goes," proclaimed Doctor Who. "You know, Archibald, robot parrot, kind of bronze," he continued, pulling a puppet by that description out of the clock. "Your timeline is weird," the Doctor concluded, throwing his empty crisp bag at Doctor Who and running off. The Doctor slammed the door to the TARDIS open, jumping in and opening his arms out wide in the disgusting console room. "I'm home," he declared to his companions, as if he were their mother for some reason, but oddly there was no response. "Hello," the Doctor continued. "Guys, where are you?" Blumbo poked her timid head out of one of the many portholes in the ship, then her mild expression quickly turned to a scowl upon seeing the Doctor. "Oh, it's you," she stated, not willing to speak anymore. Squiff strolled in somewhat casually in this high-tension moment. "Oh, hey, Captain," he began, waving his hand at the Doctor. Blumberg gave him an angry glare, and Squiff faltered. "Well," he began, "Blumberg and I have been talking, and we want off this ride." "What?" the Doctor exclaimed, shocked. "Like, going home? Why would you want to do that? What's wrong with you lot?" "You just," Blumberg spoke up, "don't appreciate us enough." Taken back by Blumberg's rare outspoken honesty, the Doctor blinked. He stood for a while, processing the information, rocking back and forward on his heels before clapping and running up next to Blumberg, beckoning Squiff over. "Listen," he began, his often upbeat voice now struck with a sense of sincerity. "This place takes bits and bobs from my life to recreate it. literal bobs, ninja bobs, but it's just an observer's view, or rather an alternate universe me from Earth 27's view, and from my own personal experience, it doesn't count for anything. He gripped Blumberg and Scriff's hands with his now. You might not be important to them, the doctor nodded, but you'll always be important to me. Blumberg raised her eyebrows. And I really need you to do this plan for me to stop an alien warlord, concluded the doctor. And there it is, smirked Blumberg, content but amused. The doctor was not liking this outfit at all. Do I have to wear this? He protested again, indicating his golden jacket, fedora, and giant red bow tie. It's all part of my show, explained director A.H. Abrams. It heightens your character. Jizzle plays a sophisticated doctor, and you play the comedy one. Comedy? Outraged the doctor. Calm down, Doctor, it's just a play, reassured Doctor Who, reminding PB of the important task at hand. Brilliant, Jizzle, you're already in character, laughed AA, and then he ran off through the closed stage curtains. Don't fuck this up. Scrunter walked up to the Doctor and waved at him, oddly friendly for a genocidal warlord. Good luck out there, man, break a leg, he said. The Doctor smiled and then leaned in towards his alternate counterpart. Are you sure he's a baddie? The Doctor asked. Certain? He seems pretty nice. It's all an act, my dear chap, flourished Doctor Who as he picked up his sonic cane and waved it about. The curtains drew open. Blumberg and Squiff had gotten a pretty nice view for most of the performance, sitting on a high beam at the top of the theatre house above masses of people. Blumberg almost dropped her popcorn, but Squiff managed to catch it in the nick of time. The play was a very amusing thing to watch, with Squiff and Blumberg's doctor acting as the cowering sidekick to the brash and noble blue-coated doctor, who was at least 3 inches taller than him. After many fake adventures, explosions and songs, the intermission began, and Squiff knew that was the time. He nodded to Blumberg. Winch me down, lass. Blumberg pulled the lever on a cable device which slowly lowered Squiff down the roof right towards the seat of A.H. Abrams. A.A. was the only one in the auditorium at this point, because Blumberg had used one of her samples of tapeworm to infest the food and make the whole crowd go hungry for more. Now, right behind the unsuspecting director, Squiff pulled out a rag and some chloroform, knocking the man out with little resistance. As the crowd came back in, Squiff was slowly raised up and it simply looked as if Abrams had fallen asleep in the break. Now, without the director's interruptions, the doctors would be free to hatch their plan. With a fanfare of music, the curtains opened once more, displaying that same dark room from the rehearsal the doctor had interrupted. The dark room billowed with mist as Scruntar walked in. Yes, finally, I, Scruntar, scourge of all the planets, will destroy this planet! He laughed excessively until another heroic voice cut in. Not so fast! The door opened on the far end of the shadowy room, letting in a bright light silhouetted by 2 figures. The 2 doctors. The doctor pointed his sonic screwdriver. Doctor Who pointed his sonic cane. And who might you be? Asked Scruntar, almost generically. Well, continued Doctor Who, I am the Doctor Who, and so am I, added PB. The audience laughed and he grimaced. But we're not actors. This isn't a play. We are the real doctors. PB announced to both Scruntar and the audience. He'd always wanted to break the 4th wall. Excuse me, asked Scruntar, confused. This wasn't in the script. Doctor Who reached into his pockets. And neither was this, he declared, pulling out a silver box. Is that... Scruntar flinched. An Argonian trap cube? So you are real doctors. Which one is mine? That would be me, declared Doctor Who. He tapped the silver cube and it began to shine. Scruntar yelled as he was caught in his light. I see you have changed your face then, Doctor Who, along with your sex. How devious. Before you always wore disguises to trick me, but I could see through them all because I knew your old body so well. I could recognize your bust anywhere. Their busted him? Interjected PB, smirking. Doctor Who smirked too. But now I have no bust to be busted. I have outsmarted you once again, Scrunter. Oh, Doctor, you goody, yelled Scrunter, as he was finally enveloped in a bright light which then vanished. Doctor Who probably ran off the stage, leaving PB alone there in front of hundreds of strangers in a gold jacket and fedora hat. Excuse me, he said before legging it after him. In a grimy basement, machines shone and flickered. Computer banks loaded up as the Doctor's TARDIS materialized, only just fitting under the ceiling. The door opened and the two doctors walked out, followed by Squiff and Blumberg. They looked around at the room briefly, seeing a not too dissimilar TARDIS on the other side of the room, with the only major difference being its thick red window frames. "So, this is you, Earth 27? asked the Doctor. "Indeed it is," stated Doctor Who, "and it is about time I got to finding out about my new incarnation more. I've pretty much just no theatre with this body so far. I can't be the theatrical Doctor now." "I mean, you could be," noted Blumberg. "I have a better title for you," noted the Doctor. "The Big Blue Doctor." "You know what?" said the Big Blue Doctor. "I'll take it, and I'm keeping this coat. All my best from one universe to the other." He stepped into his TARDIS and began to dematerialize in a flash of rainbow light. "So, what now?" asked the Doctor. "Back home in time for tea?" "Yeah," said Blumberg. "Home. The TARDIS." "Aye," said Squiff. The Doctor grinned and laughed as he walked back into the TARDIS. "You know what?" hooted the Doctor. "You really had me worried you were going to leave me for a second." Squiff laughed, shook his head. "No, Captain, we'll be here for a while, I think." Blumberg laughed, and they set off through time and space once more, travelling in the only place that could